Hey guys, today I would like to introduce to you the movie, Daybreakers. This is a movie about the subject of vampires, but it's not like any movie that has the same topic that you guys viewed before. In typical movies we often see out there, vampires are limited, but in this movie, things are otherwise. Because of illness, human society completely disintegrates. Vampires dominate the world. Food is a big problem. Because of the tiny amount of humans, fresh blood is limited. Without enough blood to suck, what will happen? Follow me to see more. A little girl with such lovely shiny pale skin, but staying in the sun for a sec. The little girl gets burned to ash. In school, during study time, there isn't a single person. At the gas station, no one comes to refuel. But at night, everything changes completely. The city is lit up, cars and people move around. There is an old man in tattered clothes, standing in the rain watching the news on TV. News reports. Human society appears to have many disasters, leading to a catastrophic epidemic. Right at this moment, Germany developed a serum that can cure the disease, but it makes people can't see sunlight. And they will become vampires, immortals. 10 years after the outbreak of the epidemic, vampires dominate the world. Most people choose to become vampires. People who don't want to be vampires can only hide. Surely after being arrested, they also become domestic animals to supply the blood needed to the vampire. In a scarce human society, fresh blood is less and less. There are many of them in the lower class who cannot afford fresh blood. This old man is one of them. If they don't drink fresh blood in a while, they will become a humanoid bad monster. At this point, he is about to molt. He screams into a well-dressed couple. Right at this moment, the vampire police run to arrest him again. Things like this don't stop happening. Seems like this world is facing imminent danger, because there is a safety system inside the house. Edward doesn't like that idea. The cop just leaves. Now they have a new guest. It's the girl he helps out from the car accident. Her name is Allison. Allison says there is a way around the fresh blood scarcity problem. She hopes he will go to a private place to meet. She hands Edward a piece of paper, then quickly leaves. The next day he decides to go see Allison. Driving to the destination she picks. After getting there, Edward sees a man on a large branch. That man is Lionel. He tells Edward that he knows a way to make the vampires turn back into humans. He even shows Edward evidence. Lionel was also a vampire before, but now he returns to a man. Edward is very surprised by that. Lionel takes Edward to where he turns back into a human. Explain what Lionel has gone through. Lionel used to be a car repairman. He changes car glasses to help vampires. Can drive out during the day. One day Lionel, unfortunately, crashes his car into the median line. The whole body flows out of the car and is shown in by the sunlight. Lucky for him, that behind the median line is a lake. Lionel falls into the lake and unfortunately escapes death. When he gets out of the lake, he is surprised to find out he just returns to be a human. Lionel feels like this might be the key, to get vampires to return to being human. After hearing the story, Edward guesses everything is probably related to the time the sunlight shines. Then they get back together to the secret human base. Upon arriving, Edward discovers a very large pot of wine. He has this bold thought, want to use the improvement of this wine jar, let himself experiment. But at this moment, Lionel receives news that this secret base is discovered by vampires. Everyone has to quickly move to somewhere else. Edward feels this is a rare opportunity. He wants to risk turning himself back into a human before the police come. Everything has been prepared. Lionel prepares Edward an absorbent towel. It is to lower body temperature when necessary. Allison stands outside, observing Edward's cardiology. Because vampires' hearts don't beat. But if he is turned back into a human, he will beat again. Lionel flips a switch to let sunlight in. Edward's whole body is set on fire, screaming in pain. The time comes, Lionel closes the switch, but the experiment fails. It may be due to insufficient incineration time. Not giving up, they continue to experiment for a longer period of time. At the end before the cop arrives, Edward also completes the experiment, returning to being human. Also during this time, fresh anemia makes all vampires fall into chaos. Those who cannot afford blood begin looting. But they also cannot succeed. All are captured, or become monsters. Some of them are dragged to death in the sun. The incident is urgent, so Edward cannot delay. Lionel and Allison go find Christopher, Edward's colleague, hoping Christopher can help to make the vampires back to being human. Christopher agrees but inwardly wants to betray Edward. Around the time Edward is away, he completes research on artificial blood on his own. Since then, he aspires to attain wealth and status. And only vampires can be immortal. So he is not willing to help Edward save humanity. Christopher pretends to be on the phone. Secretly informs the boss to send someone to arrest Edward. A moment later, the cop arrives. They hit Allison with the anesthetic bullet. After she is in a coma, more and more cops get in. Edward and Lionel can only escape first. They run to a dark room. But Frankie finds them. Seeing Edward's eye color, he knows that Edward just turns into a human. Because the vampire's eyes are all pink-red, and the human eye is black. Edward advises Frankie to be a normal person. But Frankie disagrees. Because if he does that, that equals losing immortality. He pretends to cooperate, taking advantage of when they don't notice. Suddenly bites on Lionel's neck. Edward hastily pushes Frankie away, grabbing his grip at Frankie. But he finds out a magical thing. Lionel is bitten by a vampire but does not turn himself into one. But Frankie that sucks his blood turns into a human. Now they learn a more effective way for vampires to turn into humans. It's to suck the blood of people like Edward and Lionel. Edward decides to go to the company alone to meet Charles. At this point, he strongly asks Edward to sit across from him, purposely wanting to use Allison to annoy Edward. But things are not what he wants. Charles is deliberately angered by Edward. He indignantly sucks Edward's blood. Finally, Charles also turns into a human, before saving Allison out of there. He ties Charles up in the chair, leaving the boss frantically to the elevator. Guards run in, seeing Charles turn human. They can't control themselves because of hunger. They rush in, scramble to turn him into pieces. Edward and Allison are not out of the building yet. They meet the vampire battle squad. They seem to fall into a dead end. Then a car rushes through the glass door. It's as Frankie. He quickly shoots down the enemy. But too many soldiers are all starving now. At that frantic moment, Frankie risks his life to protect his brother. He gets sucked in by the brutal vampire soldiers. Each of them quickly turns back to being human. Or being killed by other vampires. The scene is terrifying. Only the last ones remain to restore their minds. Edward and Allison walk out of that terrifying place, thinking they are safe. Then Edward's colleague Christopher suddenly appears. He opens fire to kill the last soldiers. Then wants to kill Edward. Suddenly an arrow hits him and blows him up. Lionel appears in time to save Edward and Allison. They hug each other between bodies filled with dirt. Even though all vampires are destroyed. But they are not happy at all because they win. The sun shines on Edward's face. They drive towards that bright light. The movie, Daybreaker, is over now. Sci-fi movies are all very creative. In reality, humans are the masters of this world. We eat other animals, but have we ever thought of it? If one day, humans lose the hegemonic position, then how will things turn out? And if there's really a day, human beings can invent a way to become a vampire, will you give up the opportunity to be human, to be immortal? Please share your opinions with us below the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you like any movie, please leave a comment, let me know. See you guys in the next movies.